Hi, Mark Hall, Area Specification Manager for Rainbird. I'm out in Northern California. And today I wanted to go through some ideas for the 2022 ASLA San Francisco booth. First off, a couple pictures from previous shows. You can see the tables in the box, and this has no walls on any side. And there's another view. Doing a close-up, you can see 2251, and here we're at 20 by 20 booth, and there should be, I would guess, no walls on this, and we just go from there on filling this up. This is to give an overall idea of what I'm thinking. We want to try to do some different things. I'm a landscape architect myself. Most landscape architects actually do not care that much about irrigation. They care more about the process, the design process. And this is to represent old school versus new school. This is some ideas for one of the walls in the center of the booth that we would have LandFX, CAD details, and Vectorworks. All three of those are design programs that many of our landscape architects utilize to make their job easier and do less with irrigation and still get paid. Here's part of the old school. So you can see here's a T-square actually in the center, and that's the way drawings were made between that, the triangles, the compass, the scale. Usually it was a wood, later plastic material, templates. This is really an erasing template, an actual eraser, and then a brush to erase the shavings. And you can see a board at the end all taped on. So this is sort of how it started. A lot of them will not know this, especially those, I'm guessing, under 30. This is a electric racer. It was very popular versus doing it all by hand. Also, we use different types of pencils, the HB leads, F leads, different pencils for different types of whether it's writing or drawing. On the right-hand side, you'll see this is add markers. Add markers were used to add color. They're actually fairly expensive pens, $1 to $2 a piece. And I had over 100 of these markers just to make up a colored drawing. Legend, this would be current. Legends are one of the most important items that we're able to get from our landscape architects and irrigation consultants that show them that they're actually going to use and using Rainbird products. So I definitely want to have legends as part of the booth. You see here are the T-squares, obviously our logo, and at the base of the T-square, this will be fastened to a wall or part of the pictures or graphics on the wall where it shows a piece of a Rainbird legend. Also going to have the symbols on there. This is a parallel bar. A parallel bar just moves up and down in a parallel fashion, and then you can utilize triangles to make that work. So again, this would be an old school application, even though some still use it today. Another thing that I am proposing would be to have 4 of our tables, which are 2 chairs only on each side. In the center of this would either be some kind of graphic, typically from a famous designer. And you can see this has an old style. This is a more current office, putting graphics on the wall, preliminary plan. You still see the roll of plans. So plans still do get printed. This is AutoCAD. This is right off a computer screen. So again, this is a great representation of what design has moved to, very hard line, but ability to do lots of graphics. Here's an old school classroom of tables, or it could actually be an office. And those are mechanical drafting machines. That's just another way to do it instead of the parallel bar. And you can see here, they're using the templates. Going back again to today, there's usually 2 to 3 screens or one semi-round or circular shape that designers use, where they're using AutoCAD on one side and they may be using Legends or Layers on the other side, or other documents on there, but they still many times have printed copies. Just makes it easier to see. And here could be an older or newer drawing, so you get an idea of, get some depth and color in there. Another idea that I have to keep them engaged, the landscape designers, architects, and some will be students, will be giving them a bundle of pencils, possibly with an eraser, possibly with ink, whatever we could do to get a nice variety and actually have them draw. Maybe we give them a free lunch or something like that. We can come up with something, but this would be something that could go in a bag that they could carry away. And this I actually found, but we can purchase these. They're Rainbird, for our irrigation templates. There's actually symbols on there. Another memorable thing, and also when designers carry this around the entire expo, they will be flaunting without even trying some of the different items. But just an idea was just to have our 1933 original impact sprinkler and to say something like, I made an impact at Rainbird, which means they've come through our booth. So moving up to this is an example. It's actually out of the Cosmopolitan Hotel about doing some panels. These are all moving graphics and like a giant TV screen. Now, I don't know how much or if any of this will be able to do, but again, these are just ideas, because we could also use this for multiple shows, always being able to change the video loops to match what the show needs. This is booth 2251 at the ASLA San Francisco Expo. Right here you can see the obelisk, the old school T-square eraser and template coming down on the front corners, in fact on every corner of the booth. We have the tables, 2 of those placed together, and then we have artwork on each of the tables where they can actually, the designers can draw something. They'll be given a set of pencils and pens, and then we can take the drawings and we can mount them on these obelisks. I don't know what we'll be able to do with the flooring, so this is just, again, an idea. And of course, you're still going to have the predominant Rainbird sign. Backing off a little bit. Sea of green. And then you can tell from this side, we're doing a little bit of co-marketing with design software companies. CAD Details, LandFX, and Vectorworks.